The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
We were all searching for the person that won the $40 million because, strangely enough, they never told us where that ticket was sold.
I know.
That's
I
bizarre,
don't
mate.
understand.
Which is so unusual.
Did they explain why? Because, you know, when we always check our tickets and we come in and you, Nat, you'll go, someone in Subiaco won.
Yeah, that's
or whatever
right.
the case is.
Yeah.
But, no, that's really bizarre.
It was sold in at Springs News in Bennett Springs, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
The bloke bought a Slip Pick 18.
Yeah. Oh, is that all? That's one of the lowest ones.
I know.
I always go
There's no
the
investment
highest.
there.
I always go the
Of course.
highest.
You want more
Yeah,
opportunities.
and I always get one of those, what do they call
Power plays?
Power
So
plays.
I'm thinking, is it because they thought that $40 million is enough for someone to stalk the area?
That's the only thing
and
I
then
can
wait
feel.
for the regulars to go in there and then just kidnap a whole... I mean, you had to kidnap a lot of customers before you found the right
But
one.
also, you don't have to claim it. You don't go back to the place where you bought it to claim it.
But that's why I'm just trying to
I'm with you. Okay.
Yes.
So if
But
you
if
have
that's
to
the
bet
case,
the Lotto
why
place,
tell us after? If
Yes.
that's the case. Because now we definitely know that's where they're from.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's so strange.
Yeah.
Well,
now
they
we
didn't
can
even narrow
definitely
it
track
down
them
to north or south of the river or anything like that. It was very peculiar.
Anyway, so he's a grandfather, which is great.
Yep.
I'm fine with that. He had the ticket in his pocket the entire week because old
presumably-
men don't wash their pants.
He wore the same pair of pants all week.
I think so.
that's a commitment.
I think of a certain age, you pick your pants for the week.
Or
and
were
then
they
they're
talking
your
about a
pants.
metaphorical pocket, as in
No,
as in he
no,
had it?
because he forgot he'd bought
Yes.
it. So you wouldn't just because then he would have remembered he bought it. So they were literally just in the pants for the entire week.
But
He forgot
don't
he
you
bought
put
it.
your hands in your pocket at any point?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it was in
turn
one
it
of
all
his.
around?
Maybe it was in one of his back pockets. I've never a person to put anything in a back pocket.
When you're playing golf, you've got to put everything in
Yes,
the back pocket.
that's
I know.
Yeah.
I know a lot of straight men
a
put
great
their
point.
phone in their back pocket, which is stupid. Because you're
I
going
would
to
do that at times, probably.
Well, the junk you've got in your trunk, you'll
there
smash
you go.
that phone into
Very
smithereens, Shaun.
powerful.
That's right, the gluteals.
Jeez, mate. Yeah, and then, so anyway, that's all great.
Yeah, yep.
And then his celebration meal, fish and chips. Discuss.
Well, we all know it should be Chinese takeaway.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's a
When you have a
no-brainer,
big
sure.
win.
And
Chinese takeaway.
none of the fancy stuff either. The classics, like
That's right.
like
Lemon
beef and
chicken.
black bean
Beef
sauce.
sauce, satay beef,
Yes.
lemon chicken.
Lemon
Yeah,
chicken,
fried rice, fried
sweet,
rice.
sweet and sour pork.
Do you go a combination fried rice?
Oh, you will go a
well, if you've
combination
won
fried
Lotto,
rice.
if you've won 40 mil.
You want peas, you want those tiny prawns, you want all of it.
You want a special fried rice?
You want that dry pork that everyone picks out because
Yeah.
it's disgusting.
Yes, the orange one.
How many spring rolls, serving of spring rolls do you get? Let's say that they come in threes.
You get loose. I mean, how many are you catering for?
Okay, just a family of five.
Okay, family of five, but there's 3 per serve. That's tricky. You've got to get at least 2 serves.
Oh no!
That way everybody-
I would just throw caution to the wind and get about 4 serves.
But you're
and then
gonna
like
get-
a Santa sack of prawn crackers.
Yeah, and aren't you going to get some
Yes.
prawn toast as well?
Well,
I mean,
you'd have
come
to.
on.
I would
like
kick
prawn
things off. I
toast.
know, and you guys know my background, but chicken and sweet corn soup is definitely on the radar for me if
Oh,
I've
so
had
you
a big
never
win.
do the soup?
Really?
That's
but
how
then
we
again,
know.
So here we are, right? So we're like dissing, we're dissing the fish and chips.
Yes.
But yet, I could see nothing better than celebrating a Lotto win with like my weight in dim sims.
Fried dim
Because
sum
you know why?
or
Then I don't
steamed.
have to worry about what it's going to do to my body because the week afterwards I can hire a personal trainer to come while I'm sleeping and personally train me.
Oh, I don't think you
I
know
don't
what
think you
personal
will.
trainers do.
No, it's fine. I've already got it. It'll be weekend at Bernie style. I wouldn't even know what's happening. And then the next morning I'll wake up and go, I feel a bit sore. And they go,
God.
you ran a
What's with
marathon last
what's
night.
with my amazing rig? Keep dreaming,
What a
Nathan.
celebration.
Keep dreaming.
I'm really happy that I don't know them though, because anything an amount like this, I don't want to know you personally.
Because the resentment's
Because I
too
couldn't
high.
live on this earth knowing that somebody I knew and watching how their life changes.
Yeah.
In an instant.
It's a good thing for the grandchildren and possibly the children because he's an older man. But wouldn't you rather win it when you're younger?
I know
make the most
what
of
you're
it?
saying. But, I mean, I don't think you're going to knock it if you do win it when you're
No,
older.
that's a good
Do-
point.
if
But
grandparent-
win it when you're young.
If grandparents win like $40 million, do you reckon they look at the younger generation of their family a little bit weirder now? Like, you're coming for me? 'Cause you would contemplate, if you don't have the best relationship, you contemplate murdering them.
Oh, yeah, and you immediately go to your lawyer and write a cast iron will.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
because like some people hang on for years.
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
for
yeah.
years.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like, well, no, I would like it now. So
Nathan,
like now we'll start.
You definitely buy a house,
Listening
buy
to them.
a new house for yourself with no stairs, for sure.
Oh,
Not because you
Hands
can't get up
down.
them, because you don't want them to push you down.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Nathan, Nat and Sean in podcast form.
We've just had a bit of a crab feeding frenzy. Nathan's just literally shoveling food into his
Those
mouth.
crab cakes, I don't eat crabs. Those crab cakes are
Yes.
unbelievable.
Yes, don't speak with your mouth full.
Oh my God.
So last night, as we know, there was a record set at Optus Stadium.
Yes.
Ed Sheeran was absolutely pumping, 75,000 people, as we expect, because we've seen him before.
Yeah, we know
Fortunately,
how good
us
he is.
three, we've seen him before.
He's so good.
He is wonderful. So it was really good to go along. There's a couple of things you learn, and Nath, you brought up one this morning. So Ed wrote a song that he had is just in a pile of maybe songs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Justin Bieber was a person who Ed then said,
Yeah, he just gave it to him, yeah.
I'm not doing it.
That song was Love Yourself, which everyone thought was written about Selena Gomez.
Yeah. But it wasn't at all.
Yeah. And
So that was like Ed's like, oh no, I'm not going to use this.
Yeah,
Now Ed's
reject
like,
pile.
Oh no, maybe I should have kept that one. Not that he's short of a good song or
No.
money.
Oh, yeah,
but,
he's
you
got
know.
so many.
Yeah.
So he mentioned that one. The other one that we play a lot is Celestial.
Yes.
I think it's coming up later on. He was in Japan, and the people from Pokemon said to him, do you want to come to the Pokemon place where we make everything? And then when he came there and met everybody, they said, can you write us a song for Pokemon? Celestial,
Is about Pokemon.
yes.
What do you mean? It doesn't say you've got to catch them all once.
That's why he wrote the song. He said, what does Pokemon sound like? And then this is what it was. This is what he came up with.
How interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
Sorry,
This song.
for Pokemon.
For Pokemon or
There you go.
Pokemon or Pokemon.
I don't mean to tell Ed that he doesn't know. No, he doesn't know what he's talking about. This has got nothing to do with Pokemon. It's got nothing to do with Pokemon.
This is what he wrote.
Do you reckon he tells?
Pikachu.
Do you reckon he tells the audience a different story every time to see if they'll believe it?
I'll tell you what, I bought it. 75,000 bought it.
I don't believe him.
But the one thing is, we were in a lot of us staff from Nova. We were able to get right close to the stage. In fact, I reckon I was 5 seats from the front of the stage.
Wow, amazing.
When we got there, I saw a few people I knew, so I went up and had a chat right on the stage where Ed was, the big
so front
arena.
row.
Absolutely front row. And then I walked back and I said to the missus, did you want to just go up there and we'll hang there? And
Yeah.
she said, oh no, we'll wait till the music gets underway. We'll sit around where we are and then we'll go. Nothing was said to me then, but when I did try to go to the front, I was stopped by Australia's youngest security guard. And this guy was like, oh, sorry, you can't go there. And I said, oh yeah, I've got 2 different
Yes.
colour bands on, a red one and a gold one. I was just in there a second ago. He goes, no, let me have a look at your seat. So I got up my phone and showed him my seat.
Yep.
And mine said, A5, I think it was. And unless you were A4 or 321,
Yes.
then you couldn't go past this barrier that he'd set.
Yeah, okay.
So he was
he
the
didn't send it.
gatekeeper.
He was, it was set. Well, it was
Well, no,
set
he
by
was
him.
maintaining
But he was the
that gate,
gatekeeper.
yes.
But given the fact that he was so young, you would think that you'd just be able to.
So
walk
how
through
old are
and
we
walk past
talking?
him. Well, I've got a 15-year-old son, and I thought to myself, he can't be older than 13. Maybe he's 14.
Yeah, but child labour laws, of course,
Yes, I
it means
think-
he would have just been a young-looking 15-year-old, probably.
Yeah, he must have been. But anyway, so as the night was going past, the people are trying to rush in there from
Yes.
the area where I was. A lot of women, a lot of guys that I saw just trying to get through just to the front. And they only had to get, a metre or so and they'll pass this guy, but no one could.
You know why?
No one could get past
You need
this
to
kid.
respect his authority.
He was walking up to people and saying, you
Yeah.
can't be here, and taking them out. He was doing it, and to the shock and horror of probably a lot of people, that they were getting told by this youngster that they couldn't be in there. Once he went to go to the toilet because he got a lady came up and said, hey, you can go and have a toilet
Yeah, you
break,
can
and
have a
she was
break.
standing there. As soon as she stood there, it was like a
Everyone-
rush of 5 or 6 ladies. They just burnt straight through, and they just got up
know
right
what?
close to the stage having a ball.
But when he got back,
I would love for him to have returned with his 15-year-old SWAT team to go in there behind enemy lines and bring them all back out.
do you reckon he's at school today just going to be going, oh, you should have seen all the people I told to sit down last night?
I reckon the authority was right there.
Yeah.
with him, Nat. And he, when he came back to his position again, he wouldn't let any. I was
Hard
literally
line.
standing half a body length from him. He would never.
I mean, hire that kid. He's
I tell ya,
amazing.
when I was in Kalgoorlie working at the Surf Shack, I was in charge of people way older than me, and it was a real hard pill for some of them to swallow.
Yes,
because,
of course.
I mean, I think I was in year 10, and I was like,
Yes.
some of the people that would answer to me were in year 12, and that didn't sit well with them, especially the ones that weren't even at school as well. Because
So that was their career.
well, you know what? If you can sell surf clothes in Kalgoorlie and surfboards to
That's a
people,
great point.
and do a surf report.
then I tell you right now, thank you very much on 6kg during Rick D's weekly top 40. Kids in power. I'm glad people respected his authority.
Well, they didn't have a choice.
They didn't
I
have a
don't think.
choice. He was wielding it so hard.
Yeah. All right. We
Good
want to
on
know.
him.
Let's talk about kids in power. 13, 24, 10. So a kid has a lot of power in a position, whether it be work or maybe
Especially
a
if they're
sport
telling
or...
adults what to do.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Yeah, and you might have been one like Nathan was at the Surf Shack.
But yeah, you raise a good point, Nathan, because sport, sometimes there are quite young kids umpiring sport, telling adults what to do, and they don't like it very much.
I know, and I thought of that sports reference.
Yeah, I
Isn't
know.
that
How about
insane?
you?
Yeah, sport. It's great. Play it. We're going to give somebody $300 cash.
All right.
Oh, what?
I
Just
know.
cash?
Plus, you're in the draw to win the ultimate Crab Fest weekend package.
Oh, I thought you'd just gone into Sean's wallet.
No, this is amazing. You get a couple of nights
what's there.
accommodation at the Seabull. You get tickets to the soiree by the Bay on Friday night.
Lovely.
You get tickets to a cocktail masterclass, VIP party entry, everything. Okay,
Lay it
head
on.
down to the Channel 7 Mandurah Crab Fest this weekend. All the details are at crabfest.com.au.
All right, we are talking about kids in power.
Megan's in Baldivis. Hi, Megan.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, Megan.
All right, what happened?
So when I was growing up, my parents owned a convenience store and they started me working there at like age 9. Obviously, they didn't really care about child labour laws. And I used to stand on a milk crate to be able to serve over the counter.
Sweetheart.
I know. So by the time I was like 15, I was working quite a few hours per week, around 25, and going to school. But I was in charge of helping with the hiring and firing. So people would come in for interviews and they would expect to see like someone like my dad. But really, there'd be these 15-year-olds saying, okay, take a seat, welcome, like asking all these questions.
Now, first up, what do you think about the Powerpuff Girls?
That's right.
Exactly. Yeah, like, can you drive me home after we finish our shift?
Important stuff.
So they didn't take that
All
well,
the
Megan. It would have been
important
awkward for them, I guess, when they sit down and see. You would think, is this a joke?
Yeah, I think so. But then once they realised it was like a family-run business, then they were sort of able to get the gist of what was going on. Yeah. And it was hard because obviously it's hard to gain people's respect when you're only that age.
Yes.
But obviously, like, yeah, just it works and, yeah, it was really good.
Did you ever have to interview somebody that you went to school with?
No, because it was a family business, we were kind of lax on that. So if there was someone that was wanting a job and we knew them, my dad was just sort of like, yeah,
Just
that'll
give it to
do.
them.
kind of
Okay,
thing.
fair enough.
Megan, when I was in high school and I had the job at the surf shop one night, because my actual boss was away, so the security company had my number to call in case there was something happening. Anyway, someone had ripped a hole in the back wall and were flogging stuff, so they end up ringing me as like a kid in kid, I know it was probably like year 8 or something like that. They rang me. I had to go there and sleep in the shop with a knife
That seems
to
legit.
protect the stock.
The Billabong
You
trousers.
didn't care about Billabong shirts that much, surely.
Natalie,
Thank you,
you
Megan.
don't know how much I care about Billabong shirts, to be honest.
Ben's in Scarborough. Morning, Ben.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, good, Benny.
Talk to us about a kid with some power.
So when I was an apprentice mechanic and sort of coming into the end of my apprenticeship, they put me on as workshop foreman.
Oh, foreman.
So I was actually an apprentice at the time, and then they were training me onto it. And then as soon as I finished my apprenticeship, I was the workshop foreman. And there was a couple of older blokes that were there, and I tell you what, they weren't too happy about it. I was, 17, 18 years old, and, they definitely were not happy about that idea.
Oh,
No,
Ben,
and I
but-
bet they'd been there
I'm
forever
sorry.
as well.
How good is
Yeah,
that
one
for
of the-
your CV?
One of the blokes has been there for 30-plus
Yeah.
years, I think.
Yeah, and they put you in as their boss.
Well, I love that because they look at the experience he's got, and they said one day people will die under his supervision. So Ben's the way to go.
Ben, that's impressive, actually.
Yeah,
very impressive.
You must have been awesome. Good on you, Ben. Rachel, hello.
Good morning, guys. How are we?
Good, Rachel.
Hey, Rachel. Who's the kid with power?
That would be my daughter, actually. She's 14 years old and she's a netball umpire. So this year, Amanda Netball decided to do spring carnival walking netball for anyone who wanted to do it. So there's a lot of older women, obviously, with injuries and stuff like that we've all wanted to get back into netball. So we thought, let's do this. And mid-40s, I suppose, we're playing against another team of ladies who were serious about it. I mean, they really, really wanted to win this walking netball. And Sash was umpiring them. And so what happened was they didn't like very many of her calls. They were rolling eyes. Sash ended up giving one of the ladies a caution and said, that she'll be taken off if she continues with her rolling eyes and kind of not listening to the umpire. And then she ended up putting in a written warning in the end to the main office because their attitude stunk so bad. So,
and there were women in their 40s playing social netball.
But not even social netball, it was walking netball. So, I mean...
Walking netball.
What is walking netball?
You're so old, you're not getting out of this.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that like... Why walking? What do you mean?
Because they're so ancient.
They're ancient.
They're in their 40s.
They're in their 40s.
Basically, you've got old injuries, but you still really want to get out there and compete, but you can't run anymore. So the idea is that you can walk. So, it is good fun, though.
So in their 40s. In their 40s. So I can't get past it. This to me is an 80-year-old thing. Like you're saying in your 40s. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, isn't it? Thank you. Thanks, Rach.
Absolutely, all good stories. Thank you, guys. We have the $300 cash, by the way, and you'll be put into the draw to win the Ultimate Crab Fest weekend package. Head down to the Channel 7 Mandurah Crab Fest this weekend. All the details are at crabfest.com.au. Megan kicked us off as a 9-year-old. She was working at the convenience store.
Doing the hiring and firing at 15. That's work. Well done.
Hire a 9-year-old today.
They're really cheap.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
I have to tell you, I was really worried about the welfare of Phoebe Stewart, who is Bustleton's singing siren on Australian Idol.
And I tell you what, she can sing,
amazing.
that girl. Her voice is next level.
Yeah.
There's some really good performances at the moment at the pointy end.
15. It's
no one's
amazing.
watching it.
Yeah, so last night she was with her vocal coach beforehand. They show a little package before she sings her song. And in that package, she had an extra obstacle in her performance. You see, Phoebe's only started wearing high heels for this competition.
Because she's a 15-year-old from Bustleton. She wouldn't. It's not required until now.
No.
Yeah. So that's hard enough for her to be on stage and moving around and standing there and, and not falling over. This week, she had the challenge of having to walk down a set of stairs while she was performing her song at the start.
Yeah, so she was going to start at the top and then walk down and then really belt it out.
And she was really worried about it. So in rehearsals, you saw her nearly go ass up.
And there's no railing there.
Yeah, and because you don't want to look down either. You want to sort of look out to the audience.
Yeah, and the camera, And
you could tell she was crapping her daps.
Yeah, I would be too.
Yeah, so then the package is over and then it's the stage performance, right? And then they've got a close-up of Phoebe's face and she looks like she is terrified. And I thought, why is she so terrified? And then they pull back. She's up on the platform, ready to walk down the stairs. They've covered those entire stairs in smoke.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's like walking in clouds.
She cannot.
In heels. And she has to walk downstairs that she can't see.
And I just thought,
how did she even do it?
Gonna break her neck.
Yes.
And then afterwards, Meghan Trainor said something to her like, oh my gosh, I can't believe there was smoke. And she goes, yeah, I know. And by the sounds of it wasn't in rehearsals.
And what's annoying about that is if there's smoke covering the stairs, she didn't need to wear heels anyway.
Yes.
Like, you can't see her feet. What's the point of that?
And I think we should be talking openly about how dangerous high heels can be.
Well, we know they're just generally bad for your feet.
Yeah.
But I had an incident when I was at university where a friend of mine, Joanne, that's her name, it was a party at Carlton Football Club, actually.
Princess Park, Natalie.
Yeah, Princess Park. And she was wearing this pair of unbelievably high stilettos. And at some point during the evening, a lot of alcohol was consumed. But she, I don't know, with all of her weight, stomped on my foot. And the heel, imagine your foot, when you're looking at your foot, It went between the two bones in sort of in the foot. And I had a bruise there for about 6 weeks. It was agonising. It was like somebody had stabbed me.
Yep.
And I couldn't walk. I had to take my shoe off, and then it swelled so much I couldn't get it back on again. So I'm like hobbling around on one foot because she was drunk and stood on me with her stiletto.
I tell you what.
Very dangerous.
You know the really,
It's a weapon.
really sharp stilettos?
Yeah,
like
that's essentially what this is. Yeah, because the surface area is so tiny and a lot of weight's going through it.
When I was in Cairns, I was doing radio before I actually started here, just like a little stint over there, and then I rocked up to these people's houses because we were doing this thing where I have to rock around to their place, and the guy came out and he had like a bandage thing on his back or like a patch, what is it, gauze on his back. And I said what had happened. His missus had asked him to go down to the shop and get her a cornetto, and then when he came back the cornetto cone was broken, and she was so infuriated she threw her high heel at him and stabbed him in the back.
She seems like a reasonable person.
Out of his back.
God.
And I myself have had danger in high heels. The one
Where's
time
this
I've worn
going?
them, Sean, during the Curtin University, we had a team in for the Gay Olympics. It was all the different, learning establishments.
Yep.
Teaching educational facilities were in it. And I was in the high heel skip relay, and I broke my toe.
Skip relay.
High heel skip. You're skipping over lawn in high heels, and then using a hula hoop to skip through.
Oh.
And that combination, toe snapped.
All right.
You're lucky.
I mean, that combination at the best of times, I think would be hazardous.
Jesus, a toe.
We want to talk about
There's a lot there.
your in heels horror story. How dangerous can heels be? Give us a call, 13 24 10. We're going to give somebody $150 to spend at Autobahn Mechanical. Oh.
I was going to say, too bad tonight's not around because they could really pick this story up.
Really cool. Are you a qualified mechanic looking for top rates and a sign-on bonus? Google Autobahn Mechanical now.
Oh, yeah, get on board. How dangerous are heels exactly?
Vicky's in Madeley. Hey, Vic.
Hello, how you going?
Vic,
Good,
this
Vic.
is a public service announcement letting people know exactly how dangerous heels can be. What happened?
So I am a high heel wearer. I will just get that out of the way now. I'm not one of these people who wears them every once in a while. I usually wear them all the time.
Okay.
So for my 40th birthday, we were going to the Crown, to the Epicurean, and my husband bought me these amazing but very, very expensive shoes.
Yes.
So between the walk from the car park to the Epicurean,
Yes.
my feet were ripped to absolute shreds by these heels, to the point where my husband had to carry me into the Epicurean.
like over his shoulder, like a sack, or like in his arms, like the bodyguard?
No, it looked like I'd had way too much to drink, like I was being dragged into the Epicurean.
Yeah.
Anyway, thankfully we had the room because it was my birthday. Like there was 20 of us in this room, so everyone was happy to, knew me and knew that I needed to take my shoes off.
Yes.
So we were then going out partying afterwards. So my 16-year-old daughter, I made her take her shoes off and put her shoes on me. So she thought it was fabulous that she could wear these very expensive shoes going back, to the car park.
Yes.
Anyway, she then decides to go down the escalator in these very expensive shoes. The heel gets stuck in the escalator.
Yeah.
The whole escalator gets shut down. And my friend who was with us had to literally pull apart the Crown escalator shoes out of it. Needless to say, they have never, ever been worn again. And while they look beautiful in my wardrobe, my feet took a good 2 months to heal.
Vicky.
Oh,
Vicky,
wow.
I need to know. You keep saying how much is these expensive shoes? Give us a price.
They were over $1,000.
What were they?
Were they like Jimmy's shoes or Louboutins or something?
Christian Louboutin.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what? And you couldn't even wear them because they were painful. Did you try them on before you bought them?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I tried them on. They looked amazing and they were perfect. But I'm a high heel wearer, so I didn't think that I would have any problems with them. But literally, the 10-minute walk from the car park to the Epicurean did that much damage to my feet that I could not wear any form of heels for a good 2 months.
You can only wear them somewhere where you're dropped at the door and you're sitting down the whole time and then you get back in the car and you go home.
Have you worn them since?
Yes. No. They sit on a shelf in my wardrobe looking beautiful.
They're art.
They're a
now.
show shoe.
They're just art. Thank you, Vicky. Tina, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Great,
Tina.
Tina. How dangerous are high heels, Tina?
Oh, in my profession, apparently very dangerous. I'm a flight attendant, and last year in November, I'm based in Perth, but I was travelling from Canberra to Brisbane, and travelling from the hotel to the airport with the crew and the pilots, and we were all chatting and having a good time. And as we pulled up at the airport, we were in a big maxi taxi, like these black Mercedes vans.
Yeah.
And as we got there, sorry, I'm just pulling into work now. Ironically,
This is lifelike.
we got there, the pilot stepped out, and these vans have like these electric stairs that kind of pull out when the door opens.
Yeah.
And so the pilot steps out, and I was right behind the pilot, and didn't know that the stairs were still coming out, and my 8-centimetre heel caught on the edge of the step, and I went flying. The gorgeous, the handsome pilot caught me, and as I twisted around, I've torn all the ligaments around my right ankle, and one of the ligaments snapped off part of the ankle bone.
No!
And severed some of the nerves across the top of my foot.
Holy crap.
It did a lot of damage, and I'm still not flying. So I've been off work. I was off work for 3 months. I've just started back 3 weeks ago, but I'm not allowed to fly yet, so they just have me wandering around the airport at the moment at T1.
God.
What operation are you doing, Tina? Tina, you would have required an operation.
Yeah, you have surgery?
They tried to avoid it because that would have been 6 to 9 months off.
Oh,
so I
God.
may still potentially need surgery, but for now they're trying. I've been doing rehab pretty much every day since the injury in November.
It is workers' comp, though, right?
Yep, workers'
good.
comp isn't as good as what I normally earn when I'm actually flying.
Oh,
but
that's a shame.
Still pays the bill. Yeah, it's a bit tight.
God, I didn't think it was going to be this massive injury. I thought when you said you flew into the captain's arms and now you're married. I thought, oh my God, what an amazing meet
Well,
cute.
I don't know what's better. I don't know what's better, because if the pilot hadn't caught me, I think I would have face planted.
Oh, you would have?
Broken my jaw. So it's better to break my ankle than my nose and my jaw and my face.
Yeah, I guess
You're
so.
right. Your face is your money maker.
That's true. Thank you, Tina. We're talking about the dangers of high heels. Do you have a cautionary tale for us?
That's crazy. Let's go to Candace in Mount Nasura. Hi, Candace.
How you going, guys?
Good, Candace.
All right, warn us about heels.
Okay, so I used to be a heel person massively, then had kids and then stopped, went pretty much to flats. And then a few years ago, after having my second daughter, I went to a show at Burswood Theatre with my sister, and I was like, no, I'm getting out the heels. And I'm talking big, chunky, Whitner, like massive, like death heels.
Okay.
Death heels.
And I was
Like you talking like platformy sort of ones.
yeah, really big platforms.
Okay,
And I thought, I'm feeling good, feeling hot, going out. First time since having a baby.
Yeah, lady.
It's going to be great. Went to a show at Burswood Theatre. And in the intermission, all of the people from the show were walking around signing programs, giving autographs, taking photos. Oh. And my sister really liked one of them. And she's like, oh, no. And I said, go. She said, no. I said, I'll go. I'll take your program. Yeah. I fell down the entire flight of stairs.
Well, that's an impact you're looking for.
How long were you falling for, do you think?
I reckon at least probably a good 15, 20 stairs.
Yeah.
And landed at the bottom, and the guy that my sister wanted the autograph from comes over, few gas, picks me up. And my sister now has a program that reads, "Thank you for falling for me."
Oh. So what was the show?
The Magicians.
Oh.
The Magicians.
Wasn't expecting that response.
Okay, hey, mate, your sister was thought one of them was hot. Which magician did you think was hot?
Oh, the Italian one.
How long ago were the Magicians?
I cannot believe the Magicians had like groupies.
Yeah.
Some like fans.
Proper fangirls.
That is so funny.
Thank you, Candace. Liz is in Craigie. Hello.
Oh, how you doing?
Good, Liz. Okay, talk to us about the dangers of wearing high heels.
Well, a few years ago, I was invited to my friend's wedding. Lovely day, outdoor wedding, uneven ground. So we were instructed to wear flats because it would be easier. I wore flats. Unfortunately, not all the guests adhered to the advice. And so during the evening, this nice lady stumbled backwards and her stiletto pierced the back by my ankle, pierced the inside, and the most unbelievable pain ever, where it went, the stiletto went into my skin and a big gaping hole, a lot of blood, and ended up with 3 stitches and about 3 weeks' worth of backwards and forwards to the doctors because it all got infected because of the
piercing.
The piercing into the skin, So it was quite an eventful night.
So you were impaled by somebody else's high heel?
Impaled by somebody else's. They fell backwards, and instead of stepping to the ground, they stepped into my leg.
So what did that person do once they realised that their shoe was inside of your body?
Well, in actual fact, she moved away and it came straight out.
Oh, well, that's good. So did she continue to wear those shoes for the rest of the evening, even though they had your DNA on them now?
Yes, pretty much. Well, but I blacked out when it all happened because it was just intense pain. And then we tried to get to a doctor and we couldn't get anything done then, so it was till the next day. We're at the hospital and it was just...
Mate,
was a little bit full on, for a while.
When I came to finally, I would have walked up and slapped her in the face with my flat. They said flat.
Follow the instructions, woman. Thanks, Liz. God, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, Liz, $150 to spend at Autobahn Mechanical. You went through enough with that one. Just minding your own business. That's coming your way. I was nearly going to go with Candace there just for talk about the magicians, but that was kind of just for a pity thing.
Oh, thanks for telling her that she came close to winning, but didn't.
Pity that her sister found one of the magicians. Attractive.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.